for August 23rd, 2021. We will do a roll call. Alder Steuer, I'm here. Alder Stevens. Here. Alder Vanderleest. Alder Vanderleest, you're here. I see him. I'll just say, Alder Vanderleest, you're not talking. I'll say you're here. And then Alder Lefebvre. Alder Lefebvre. Celestine, we're okay.
She did sign into Civic Clerk. You see iPhone here? That might be her.
I just want to make sure that they're connected. Alder Vanderleest, are you there?
He just, you know what, Alder? Maybe that's his.
I don't know. It says it's connecting to audio and it's not. I just want to make sure he's connected. And then Alder Lefebvre.
She did sign into Civic Clerk.
Okay, well, I see iPhone, but I don't see anything coming in.
Yes.
I just want to make sure we have a quorum.
Yes, indeed. So we can certainly hold on here and make sure that.
As long as we have connectivity.
Yes.
We all want to connect. Alder Vanderleest, are you connected? Help me, people. Anybody?
I think he can't hear you.
Yeah, I know, but we got two people that can hear each other, but two others not. So I'm not moving forward until we at least have three people.
Right. I don't know whose iPhone that is. Oftentimes Alder Vanderleest connects via iPhone. Do you have his cell phone number to? I don't.
I think he's calling me right now. Hold on a second.
Celestine, I don't have a microphone to mute or unmute Vanderleest, so I'm not sure if he has audio or not.
Yeah, Lieutenant, I don't think he has audio. I'm not sure why he seems to be having some issues, but also Alder Lefebvre had signed in Civic Clerk, but I don't see her here in the meeting.
Yeah, she just popped up, so she'll be in.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yes, Alder Lefebvre, is that you?
Hello,
Hello?
it's Jessica Baldwin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you so much. Hold on.
This Zoom stuff is. Especially you got multiple people on it. How do you know when you gotta talk? Sometimes it's hard to cut out too.
Yeah, Celestine, looks like Lefebvre's gonna have the same problem as Vanderleest. Don't have a
Okay.
microphone next to them that I can mute or unmute.
Okay. Let me see. And I think the chat is off. Yes. So if they don't have a microphone, I don't think that they have a
And mine just keeps going on mute on its own. So,
Yeah, you're number 3 on the agenda, so I'm gonna keep you muted till then.
oh, do you know how long that'll take?
I'm not sure. We're having some technical difficulties here, so just hang out on the line.
Yeah, 'cause I gotta kind of hang up by about 10 to 6.
Okay.
Alder LaFave, can you hear us?
Yes, I finally got
Oh,
in.
awesome. Okay.
And
Alder Stoyer, Alder LaFave is in the meeting, as well as you and Alder Stevens. So you do now have quorum.
John, do you want to take the phone here? What? Take the phone, hang, phone. here.
Alder Stoyer, you are muted.
And hang it up.
All right, John, I'm gonna put you on speaker, all right? Can you hear me? Alder Vanderleest, are you here?
Present.
Can you hear that? Can
Yes.
anybody hear that?
Yes, yes,
Yep.
thank
All right,
you.
I'm gonna keep you on the cell phone. All right, oh man, no stress there. Are we ready?
So now we're on to the approval of the agenda, Alder.
So moved.
So moved by LaFave, do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Stevens, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that passes unanimously. And I was going to introduce Mary Safransky. Mary, are you there?
Yes,
Yes, I am present.
Okay, Mary Safransky is working with Celestine in clerk's office, I believe, correct?
correct.
So Mary is going to be handling the meeting tonight. Mary, do you have a few seconds here? Do you want to just tell us briefly about yourself?
Sure. I started in the clerk's office as a voter navigator about a year ago for the November election.
Okay.
And then I was hired on as a temporary worker in the clerk's office, and now I'm in a permanent position. So
Okay. Well, welcome aboard, and I'm sure we'll be seeing, you're going to be handling some of our meetings from now on?
Yes, that's right, Alder. So she's co-piloting today. And so we'll be co-piloting until she has the hang of being a meeting manager, and then she'll be going solo.
Right, well, just make sure she has our contact information in case she needs to visit with us, and I'm
Okay.
I'm sure you do, but welcome aboard, Mary, and we'll be patient, and hopefully we'll all work together, all right?
thank you so much.
Okay,
Okay.
let me know when you're ready.
Yes, Alder, go right ahead. I'm ready.
Okay, regular business, number 1, consideration with possible
I'm
action
sorry, you forgot the approval of the minutes. I'm sorry.
on. Lord, brother. Okay, approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Vanderleest. Do we have a second? Alder by Stevens. You guys got me all flustered today. Should be smooth rolling here. All right, any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, all opposed, that passes unanimously. Let me know when you're ready.
Thank you, Alder. You may go ahead.
All right, regular business. Number 1, consideration with possible action on a renewal application for a Class B combination license by the Cannery Market LLC at 320 North Broadway, Suite 101, previously discussed at the June 21st, 2021 Protection and Policy Committee. Staff.
Yes, good evening, Alders. So
Yes.
as the agenda item indicates, this was previously held. Staff's recommendation at that time was to deny as the establishment is not operational. And so therefore in violation of our ordinance requirement. At that time, I think based on statements from the licensee or the attorney for the licensee, we were in the process of looking for a buyer for the property so that the business could continue on. And so the committee granted them an additional time to revisit this renewal application.
Okay. Before I ask police, is this one of these things, as far as timeliness, is this, if we keep delaying this, is that something that law would look at? Or are you saying that you're still denying it because of what you just stated?
Correct. Our position has always been to deny because they're not in operation, and they haven't been since last summer. Our ordinance states that technically we can revoke a license or pursue revocation for any business that's not in operation in excess of 60 days. So it's a 2-month shutdown period, and this has been over a year. And we understand, obviously, a lot of businesses have been suffering due to COVID,
Right.
and a lot of places closed their doors. So we obviously did not pursue any kind of revocation actions against licensed establishments. Obviously, it's within the discretion of council to extend. That's also in the ordinance. It gives you that discretion to be able to extend. However, staff position is always to recommend action in conformance with our ordinances.
Okay. All right, hold on a second. I just wanted to ask the police quickly. Police, do you concur? What's your take on that?
Yeah, we concur with law. It hasn't been used in, I think, just over a year, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Alder LaFave?
I think we should just deny this because I think with how things are going, I don't know if they're going to sell. It could be a year,
Well-
who knows, the way things are going. And I think, you know, if you have people that are ready to go, you should allow them to get the license. So I think they had more than enough time to try to find a buyer.
I think before I decide to vote on this, I don't know, is there anybody from the cannery or out in the audience that would like to speak to this?
The attorney's here.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
All right, well then I would suggest opening the floor. Somebody make a motion to that effect.
I'll make a
Motion to open the
motion.
floor.
Motion by
Second.
Stevens, seconded by LaFave. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes unanimously. John, I do it? Yes, I can, John. I got you on the phone, so just, okay. All right, just, I'm gonna keep you going. I'll ask for you when I need it. So you're there. I was talking to Alder Vanderleest on his phone. All right, okay. All right, John. All right. Okay. This is a lot of fun. Okay, who is out there right now?
Right here.
Yeah.
The joys of technology, huh?
Unbelievable. Anyway, go ahead. Who is
No,
this?
Attorney Susan Lacrosse. I
Okay, what's your
represent the-
address? Susan, what's your address, please?
It's a N1623 Town Hall Road in Kewanee, Wisconsin.
Okay. All right, well, you heard what our attorney said and also our police department said.
Correct. And obviously they're absolutely spot on. The cannery's been closed for well over a year. It's been a very trying time. They've had the restaurant for sale this whole entire time, and there's nibbles here and there. They did try to jump in with the Restaurant Revitalization Act to get some funds on that, and I'm sure everybody's seen how many applicants had been put in for that, and unfortunately they were not able to get any funds out of that. The last time I was in before this group, they did have a prospective buyer. That gentleman, he's trying to get some financing and different investors, and they're having him go through an entrepreneurship program. That entrepreneurship program is not going to be completed till later this year. So he's looking at now January when he would be able to occupy the premises. Again, I understand all of your positions and I very much appreciate it. I'm just asking if there is any leniency to provide some opportunities. I think from a marketing perspective, it really is going to hurt the opportunity to be able to sell the cannery as a turnkey situation. And I know for the downtown, it's very critical. I think just echoing, I spoke with the landlord this morning and he said the same thing. It's really, that place is, its highest and best uses for a restaurant, and obviously having everything in there and trying to sell it as it is pretty instrumental. And part of that is having a liquor license. So that's really all I have to say. But nobody's wrong in what they're saying. Yes, it's been vacant for quite some time, and we're really doing the best that we can to try to land somebody in there. But it's tough times right now.
Right. Well, I appreciate that, Attorney Lacrosse. I think the committee has been pretty open-minded. We've been trying to keep it open and keep things open as much as possible. I would like to ask Attorney Bungert, let's just say, you know, okay, so it's like anything else. There's X amount of licenses out there right now.
Correct.
And then it's like there's people in the waiting room, so to speak, trying to get these licenses in the city. So if, you know, it sounds like Attorney Lacrosse is saying that, you know, they're looking later in the year and that, you know, I mean, the hold off indefinitely, that can be kind of hard for other businesses that are trying to get in there as well. So I'm going to ask the committee their thoughts. I know Alder LaFave already, you know, mentioned a few things. I don't know if Alder Stevens or Alder Vanderleest would like to weigh in, but you kind of see where I'm going with this. You know, if they don't get this license, you know, then they're going to have to go back and reapply. And there's no guarantee that they'd get one, considering the limited amount of licenses we have. Is that correct?
Not entirely. So I know that Attorney Lacrosse mentioned that it would be a turnkey operation, but that's never really the case because liquor licenses can't be sold from one licensee to another.
Right.
Whoever the new licensee is still has to come in front of the committee and they have to apply. They have to fill out the application. It's just like a new license. But
Sure.
what the city does is that it just, instead of picking from the pool of available licenses, the person that's purchasing the establishment or entering into a lease for the establishment is applying for that specific license that was already issued to that particular property. So that's the difference. So they would, it wouldn't mean that they would have to come back in front of the committee. Like they would have to do that regardless. The only risk is if this license is denied, this renewal is denied, the license goes back into the available pool. And then when the licensee is ready to apply, the conveyance of the property has been settled and closed.
Yeah.
There may not be any available licenses left, and then they would have to pay $10,000 for a reserve. So that's right. Yes.
Alder, okay, thank you. Alder LaFave?
I don't know if there's any more questions for the attorney. This is my take.
All right, if you do, let me know if you have any more. I just needed to ask that. If, I don't know, well, we could ask the Attorney Lacrosse, is there, you know, there's always that possibility that, you know, if we deny it, then it's going to go back out there and they'll have to get in line like everybody else. And there's a chance that there might be one and there's a chance there might not be one. But there are provisional licenses that are out there. And I think Attorney Bungert, those are 10,000. Is that right?
Those are reserve licenses, correct. The reserve licenses are 10,000, but that's only in the event that all the available licenses are gone at the time.
Are gone.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, Chair. Point of order, Chair, excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Alder Dorf is trying to get in the meeting and can't get in.
I see. Okay. Yeah, she just texted me as well. I don't know what's going on today. Is there a full moon or what?
Yeah.
This is like, okay. Alder LaFave.
Should we close the floor? Because I have a comment, but I don't.
All right.
For the
Well,
attorney.
Attorney, is there, Attorney Lacrosse, you understand all of these things that have been just mentioned?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, if we have any other questions for you, we'll reopen the floor. So
Okay. Thank you.
I would ask to close the
Motion
floor
to close the floor.
by Stevens. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by LaFave. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, committee, have at it.
Okay, then I have another comment then.
Another comment, and then I'll ask the other two.
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing, to have a successful restaurant, you do not need to have a liquor license. So, so
Okay.
I feel like, you know, that I don't think we can hold it that long. I mean, you're talking about almost January.
Yeah.
That's a long time to hold a license. I just, I
Well, you know, I think with restaurants though too, you know, it's like anything else. You could have a bar that serves the alcohol and maybe with some side order of food, or you could have a restaurant that serves alcohol as an addendum to the meals. So, you know, I think there's different ways to look at it a little bit.
There's a lot of restaurants that do not have alcohol at all. So
Right.
I don't think I don't know if they feel that's contingent to selling the property, but I really think if you have a good restaurant, a good idea for a restaurant and you have good food, it's not necessary to have that liquor license. So that's, I'm gonna vote no to extend.
Okay.
it.
All right, Alder Vanderleest. Okay, thank you. Alder Vanderleest? You're muted.
Can you hear me now, Mark?
Yes, go ahead.
I feel that, this license and, what they're trying to accomplish, I think we should give them more time. I want to ask Attorney Bunger one question. Are there license available right now without disturbing the one that's in effect right now? Is there more license available right now? Or just,
Yes, I believe there are. The exact number I'm not aware of.
Yeah, Attorney
yes.
Bungert, I have that number. This is
Okay.
Clerk Jeffries. The
Yes.
number is 6.
okay,
Okay.
well, I would make the motion that we give them more time so that they can try to sell the property with the license intact so that they can move forward. And it's a more attractive if you have the liquor license and the food together you'll bring in more clients that might be willing to, move this forward. And it's sitting empty and there's still 5 or 6 more licenses that are available right now. It's not like this license is so critical that they need it right now in the open market. In other words, there's 5 or 6 available and I would say let them have more time. These are tough times as far as with the COVID with last year. I think we have to take that in consideration. I have business myself. I deal with businesses and some of them are just getting back on their feet now. So
Right.
I feel that we should give them more time and give them every opportunity so that they can try to sell the property. This is a big void on that particular area that, the owner of the place died in a plane accident. The main person that died in a plane accident, I think that was all part of it. And, they're trying to, move forward with, trying to get a good fit for the restaurant and with the liquor license intact. So I would say my motion would be to give them more time.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Alder Vanderleest. And I thank you, Clerk Jeffries, for bringing that up, that there are 5 other licenses. I wasn't quite sure. That helps a little bit with that. It gives a little bit more time. But Alder Stevens, do you have a comment?
Sure. I would also deny this request as well. We should take this license back. We should follow the ordinance. We did grant them an extension already, but how many more extensions will we grant businesses? It goes back into the pool. They can still sell the business as a restaurant, bar, whatever they choose. The new person, the liquor license to get approved to operate liquor at the established to begin with. It's not like the current owners reopening their business, they're selling. So I feel like we should take it.
All right, thank you for that. I was going to ask Clerk Jeffries, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to ask you, as far as licenses in your experience, how many have you seen in Green Bay this year so far that have come forward, new licenses?
Oh, brand new licenses?
Or even, brand new and then maybe renewals. I don't know if it's 2 separate things you could.
Yes, those are 2 separate things. So we had our usual, I can't give the exact number, the usual crop of renewals for June 30th. And then the new licenses, we actually just processed an application today I sent to a lieutenant, had less than a handful of brand new ones. We do have, like I said, 6 available licenses with 1 person who's applied. So that's actually a fairly large number, from my recollection with the clerk's office. I've only been with the clerk's office 8 months, but just, as the former chief of staff, just hearing, hey, how many available licenses do we have? And certainly Deputy Attorney Bunkert can correct me. 6 is a relatively high number.
Okay, thank you. So let's say if we're going to vote on this in a minute. So if it's 2-2, it still goes to council. So let's take the vote. So the motion by Alder Vanderleest is to approve, correct?
But the motion would be to extend the
Extend.
time. Yes.
Okay. Do we have it? And we have a second by Alder Stevens.
So I'm
Oh.
sorry, the motion, since the agenda item is a renewal, it's a renewal of their license.
All right.
The motion would be to hold this item
Right.
until a
Until-
specific date, correct?
Alder Vanderleest, do you have a date in mind? Could you?
I would say give them till the first of the year. And I don't think the 5 or 6 licenses that are, that are sitting there in the clerk's office now will even be used by then. So it won't make any difference. It'll give them another, this is almost September. You got September, October, November, December. They got 4 months to, to try to market their property and find a buyer and get somebody in that property. I'm for the, getting the
Okay.
property, back in business. And with the liquor license, it gives them a good chance that they can get back in. And what's the difference if, in other words, you got all these other licenses ahead. If we run out of licenses, then we can bring it up at that time. But I would say give them more time so that they can have a chance to market the property properly with both the liquor license intact and the restaurant as well. And these are not the best times for small business. So I'm all for helping the small
All right.
business.
Okay, so that's your motion, and Alder Stevens, you seconded that, correct?
No, I'm not holding this.
No, oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. You're not gonna hold it. All right, well then, for sake of discussion, I will second.
And the reason why I feel this way is, they have plenty of time to try to sell this property. Are we hindering them not moving faster because of a liquor license? Right now this building's sitting empty down there.
Right.
If they have the option of keeping this license, they have more opportunity and a longer time to try to sell that business. We have an ordinance we have to follow. We already extended by holding this currently. When is enough is enough.
Well, here's the deal.
Hold on,
Let me-
okay. Go ahead, Alder Vanderleest.
They're working with the market that's available. So what if the ordinance can be, that's what we're doing, which we're giving them more time and we're putting the ordinance off at this time. And I don't think there's any problem with that.
But if I recall correctly why we held it last time is because if I recall correctly, they had a potential buyer. So we held it.
Buyers fall apart, buyers fall through, and that's why they're trying to find another buyer. And it's not going to hurt it to hold this license. They let the license stay as it is because there's still 5 or 6 available. So it's not going to affect anything. It's just going to give them more opportunity to try to market their property. That's all I'm trying to explain to you.
Sure, they're marketing a restaurant and bar. They're not marketing a liquor license.
Well, the restaurant and bar, that's hand in hand. And what's the difference does it make?
Okay.
There's no difference at all. Give them the time. How are they going to do it without it?
All right, okay, I got both your points. Alder Dorf, you'd like to say something?
Thank you, Alder Sturian. I'm really sorry I couldn't get into the meeting earlier.
All right.
I didn't hear all the arguments or discussion, but I read this last paragraph in the packet where it says that in light of Biden's most recent stimulus package, it's our understanding that Pagos will be making application for funds under the act. If accepted, they will be looking to reopen the restaurant. Is that on the table or is that off the table?
No, I don't believe so. Attorney Bunger, you could weigh in on that. I don't think so.
I'm not sure how that applies in this situation.
Well, the attorney explained that they couldn't get the funding.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And she's shaking her head.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
That's fine, and that's okay to talk about it. There's good arguments on both sides of this one. I seconded the motion, so I feel that we should vote on this right now. Hello?
Excuse me, I didn't want to interrupt, but I.
What is going on here, people? I got a lot of people talking right now. Is this Jessica?
All right, well, we got a motion on the floor here, so.
Yes, let's take care of this.
Mark, the floor to begin with, was that closed?
We did close.
Okay, thank you.
We closed it. All right, so all in favor?
Alder Dorf has a.
I just have one comment very quickly. No matter what happens here, this is going to go to council next week. So if you second it, even if you vote yes, 2 people vote yes, 2 people vote no, the motion fails. Still going to council. It's going to have to be done all over again at council. So I think hopefully you guys should stop now. And I'm sorry that I raised my hand, but I just wanted to say that to the general audience too. Let's not even talk about it anymore. No need.
Yep. Let's vote.
Okay.
Please, let's vote. All in favor of holding this, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, so it's 2-2. That does fail because of that. It's not a majority, so it will go to, and let me guess here, September 8th, correct? September 7th, 6 p.m. at council. Thank you for all the discussion, attorney. Thank you for your discussion, and city council is on September 7th, Tuesday, so I would suggest showing there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, let me know, Mary, when you're ready to move forward.
Yes, go ahead, Alder.
All right, number 2, consideration with possible action on a request by Alder Brunette to consider a refund of inspection charges for 2593 Sumac Place. This item was held over at the July 26th, 2021 meeting. And Alder Stevens, I guess, Alder Brunette talked to you?
Yes. Jesse would like to hold this until our next meeting.
Okay, that's your motion?
Yes, please.
Your motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Vanderleest. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That passes unanimously.
Okay, Alder, you go right ahead to the next one.
Number 3, consideration with possible action on an appeal by Jessica Ledoyne regarding the denial of her staff.
Yes, so I actually think that the appellant had to disconnect from the meeting. She did mention that she had to, she wasn't able to, and I think that's why she was trying to speak up.
So I know.
So we usually give, or the committee in the past has historically provided another opportunity for an appellant to appear with respect to a denial appeal. So at this point, I would just recommend or suggest that the committee just hold this item to the next meeting, and hopefully the appellant will be able to appear.
Okay, I was just going to ask quickly that, you know, if need be a special meeting, I know we don't always do that, but that's always a possibility. But
Right.
anyway.
I can ask for the clerk's office to reach out to
All right. Well,
or
you,
potentially if she can appear at the council meeting, but then that'll be up to her discretion whether she wants to have it held in front of the full council or if she would rather.
well, go ahead. Alder Stevens, you had something?
I'll make a motion that we hold this to the next P&T
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, do we have a second?
I don't feel common council should be doing our work, so.
Right.
I'll second it.
Alder LaFave seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Alder LaFave, what?
Yes, I think that she should send, she should get
Well,
letters of recommendation and different things. I think
right.
Yeah, simple little paragraph.
Well, she's
here.
not here right now, so.
Right. Yeah, we need, we'll need more documentation on this, I think.
That is provided to her. Instructions as far as what
Yes.
evidence the committee requires is provided with her denial letter. So she has been informed of what
Okay,
information she should be presenting at her appeal.
okay.
All right, do we vote on that? All in favor, aye? Say, please
Aye.
say aye. Aye. All opposed? That passes unanimously. Let me know when you're ready.
Thank you, Alder. I'm ready.
Okay, number 4, consideration with possible action of a city review of scenarios, including citations and warnings with respect to loud automobile, truck, and other vehicular forms of transportation. Communication from Alder Steuer, District 10. I guess I'll start it off quickly. I did have a conversation with Mr. Rob Miller in town, and there's been other folks that have talked to me about this over time. I'm not sure this could be a Pandora's box talking about all of this, but you know, we all have our opinions on speeding, on inattentive driving. We're going through a number of things with the police department, trying to figure out some better enforcement scenarios, etc. So with that being said, I brought this to the table so we can just have a discussion about it. I would suggest opening the floor first. I'll have Mr. Miller speak on it and then we can discuss after. So I would entertain a motion to open the floor.
Motion to open the floor.
Hey, Vanderleest, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by LaFave. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed. All right, the floor is now open, so please state your name and address for the record and move forward.
My name is Rob Miller. I'm at 131 South Van Buren Street in Green Bay. Can I be heard? Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll try to be brief given all the turmoil preceding me.
We're all good. We're all good.
Okay, I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. Basically, this is just another quality of life issue, much like the newspaper advertiser. I've been averaging something like 2 or 3 loud vehicles an evening on South Van Buren. On Friday, I took a walk for about a mile and a half from South Van Buren and Doty to Roosevelt to Cedar, and then back to the South Van Buren and Doty. During that 1.5 mile walk, I saw and listened to 5 vehicles that were extremely loud. So it's not just an aberration. I realize that there are parts of the city, perhaps King of Arms doesn't experience this on their street, but we all do as we drive around. And what I'm suggesting is that this is basically part of a broken windows effect or broken windows theory question. In Navarino, we've relied on the broken windows theory, and the police department has executed it beautifully. And we've, to a certain extent, to a great extent, revived this neighborhood. At this point, the problem has reoccurred, and I might parenthetically say that we've tried enforcement actions in the past. The statute that I sent to all of you indicates that an individual can send information to the police department and have an individual cited for a loud stereo in a car that's can be heard by from over 75 feet. And we did this with some success, as well as had banners that we paraded around on our Wednesday walks. It had a very helpful effect. The number of violators declined. I think part of the problem here is people do not realize that they don't have an unlimited right to have their music sound wherever they want. The specific proposal that I made in my materials was to expand the enforcement mechanism to include the parking utility. As I said, I and every other individual to the police department for citation. And to digress a moment, we did that perhaps 10 or 15 years ago, and we had about 30 citations and nobody contested it. As I raised in the materials, this is also a revenue measure. The citations for loud stereos are at least double what a parking ticket is. So it not only would help the quality of life in the city of Green Bay, it would increase our revenue. So on the basis of the materials I've given you, I think this and whatever else anybody has as far as solving this problem should be considered. I am not wedded to this idea. If somebody has an additional idea or a better idea, I say run with it. So that's a summary of my position on this. Thank you. I'll entertain any questions.
Committee, do you have any questions for Mr. Miller? Anybody? Okay. Alder Gerlach.
Would it be out of line for me to ask? I do remember, I think I got this information, but I'm not sure, but I think it was a while ago. Would it be out of line for me to ask to just Mr. Miller to just highlight very concisely the things he's proposing? So I can hear it from him before I have to vote on it at council. You don't like that,
Alder Gerlach, we're not, this is not an actionable item tonight. We're just kind of seeing where we can possibly direct this so that we can do more discussion on it.
Okay.
That's my take on this. So anyway, Mr. Miller, did you want?
Yeah, basically my proposal was to expand the enforcement to include the parking utility. I think the Green Bay Police Department and police divisions nationwide have an almost impossible task right now. And I think we should let them worry about actual crime. And I think we should expand the enforcement to the parking utility and try to solve this problem. But as I said, if there are other avenues to pursue, I was talking to Mr. Sawyer previously. I think part of this is just ignorance. I mean, when I went out and talked to, let's say, a pizza delivery person and told them to turn the stereo down, I've gotten good responses. They turn the stereo down. So I'm opening the floor and to other suggestions, and I hope the city council and staff take me up on the proposal to solve the problem.
All right, thank you. Alder LaFave. First of all, do we have any other questions for Mr. Miller? No? Anybody? Otherwise, we can reopen the floor if need be. So I would propose a motion to close the floor.
Motion to close the floor.
By Vanderleest, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by LaFave. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, committee?
I'd like to make one comment. I support Mr. Miller's resolution. I think the parking utility has a good presence in the city of Green Bay. And if they see these people with loud music, disturbing the area, that they should have a hand in helping apprehend them and see that they get a citation. Just like if you're parking in a 15-minute zone and you're there for a half an hour, you get a ticket. These people that are making the loud noise, this will be a good tool for the parking utility. It's a start with the parking utility. And, if the citizens can chime in as well, we could do a little bit of advertisement, get the word out that, people that are being offensive with loud vehicles that, we're watching, we come to get you. So that's my thought, I support the resolution as well. In other words, his idea about, getting the parking utility involved. And I think it's good. It's a good start.
Well, and I think the parking utility is a good thing, but although Faye, can you hold on 1 second? I was going to ask Lieutenant Allen about this too. What his take is from the police department.
Yeah, so when we have extra staffing on, we've been assigning ed cars to different areas where we get complaints, and we send them out there to do traffic control. We've also had a couple, traffic enforcement where we've put somebody up in the bridge on Mason Street and run radar up there, and then we have squads down the road, and as the guy with the laser radar gets a speeder, he'll call it out, and then that squad car will go and stop him. We also have some grant money, I think, that they're for traffic enforcement. We're kind of trying to utilize that in different times where these complaints are coming in. So, I mean,
right. I'm thinking that this might be a combined effort, parking utility, police department, the citizenry at large. I mean, there's a number of things. I mean, it's a little frustrating, I'll admit. You're at a stop sign or a light and you just hear this loud banging and stuff going on. And anyway, Alder LaFave, you want to chime in?
I think there's a problem with this because a lot of these people are moving. So how is the parking department going to take care of it?
Right, like I said,
Parking
this
is
is
for
going to be
parking. If they're parked, yeah, I can see it. But when they're moving, and a lot of these are, and it's not just
All they
music.
got
I
to do is
think
get the
it's
license number.
John,
Hold on, please.
This summer, there's been a lot of motorcycles with really loud mufflers, a lot of that going on. So it's a lot of the, and cars, with bad mufflers. There's a lot of that too. That's part of this noise thing. So, yeah, I think this is something maybe we can refer to parking and they could look into it, see if there's anything they can do. But I think this might be more of a police thing. I don't know. This is going to be hard, I think.
Mr. Miller, I know you're having a heart attack over there. Just.
Door open. I don't know.
I don't know. We're doing yoga exercises, but anyway, we will open the floor again. Just be patient. Please be patient. Alder Dorf.
So I don't think that the parking utility staff, what we've referred to as meter maids, have any kind of training or preparation to be pulling motorcycles over or to be pulling cars over and demanding that they turn down. I can see where Mr. Miller or Attorney Miller has a certain presence about himself and has a confidence and can go out there and maybe get some music turned down. I'm not sure the parking utility should be expected to do that. But I think the whole idea behind this is not for us to decide tonight, right? It's for us to refer to staff, see the legalities of it, that kind of thing. So
That's partly what we're looking at, I think, tonight.
So,
I'll move to open the floor.
Okay, well, you make a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Vanderleest. Okay, Mr. Miller, you can stop exercising and.
Okay. Thank you. I would refer everybody to the statute, a copy of which was sent to all of you. The statute doesn't require anybody to pull over a motorcycle or a car or whatever. As I've said, and we've used this in Navarino for quite some. The statute permits any citizen to send the police department a description of the vehicle, the license plate, the time, that sort of thing. The police department then has something like 24 hours to look over and issue a citation. So it doesn't require any interaction. It doesn't require any training. If I can do it, the parking utility is not disqualified from doing that simply because they have a Green Bay City parking utility uniform. All the citizenry is eligible. Look at the statute. I, as a courtesy, talk to some of these people, stop them and talk to them as opposed to they're getting a fine. But there's no requirement somebody stop a moving vehicle or even have any interaction with the person. Simply sending the information to the police department is what the statute requires. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you.
Well,
I have a question.
For Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you say then, and I think should be go out to all departments in the city?
Well,
any city employee should be, if somebody goes by with a really loud music, I mean, so loud that I've heard where the cars are actually vibrating, a motorcycle, with really loud, maybe it should go to all departments. Anybody, as you said, then anybody can note it and notify the police.
Well, we can look at.
Would you say that would be more appropriate, Mr. Miller?
That's essentially the proposal that I made, council person. But I had a time limited effect for a month or whatever to have an enhanced enforcement, simply because I don't want to turn the city of Green Bay into the East German Stasi. So I mean, I am completely in agreement with you, but I think I would like to see some really, some great effort in informing people in enforcement for 60 days, get people to comply both by information and hitting their pocketbook. And then we say, now people are aware of it. We let the parking utility, and if the police, and if things ever get back to normal, our police department to enforce it. I don't want to turn, as I said, I think it's better to have our employees. We have 1,000 employees in the city of Green Bay. I quite agree with you, but I happen to believe that if we make an effort for 30 days or 60 days with some ticketing by the citizenry and our 1,000 employees, it will have an effect. And I rely on the experience in Navarino that once people realize that they were getting hit with fines, and I think it's $40 for the first one and it's $200 for the second one, that has an impact. These people really talk to one another, and once those fines come in, that gets their attention. So it would have an increase in revenue for the city of Green Bay in the short term, and I think a substantial increase in the quality of life. Thank you.
All right. All right. Anything else for Mr. Miller? Otherwise, entertain the close the floor once again. Do we have a motion?
Motion to close the floor.
Vanderleest, second by Lefebvre. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. All right. Well, nice discussion by all. I agree with the fact that, we're all citizens here. We have 105,000 citizens in Green Bay, so we got a lot of eyes out there. I feel that, like I said, we weren't gonna have action on this. I feel that the police department or law department should be involved in this, so I would suggest somebody making a motion to refer to staff.
Motion to refer to staff. Refer to staff.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And we'll look for, Attorney Bungert, I don't know, we didn't put a time frame on this, but I would, what's your suggestion? I would think that, can you report out within a month?
We can certainly try. This is gonna involve, not just law department
Right.
and police department, but also public works.
Right, inspection maybe, I don't know, who knows? There could be a number of groups, so it would be nice to have a date where, we can kind of, it could be a report, it could be whatever you can report back to our committees, so I would suggest, we have a, P&P meeting, we have September 27th. That's a little over a month away. Is that enough time? Otherwise, the next meeting would be October 11th.
Sure, we can shoot for that.
For October 11th?
No, for September 27th.
All right. Well, we'll report back to us on September 27th. Okay, I appreciate that.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller and everybody else for testifying. Thank you. We voted on that, didn't we?
Yes,
Yep.
we did.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, all right. We can move forward, right? Are we ready to go?
Yes, please, go ahead to the liquor violation report.
All right, I never thought I would get to my favorite part. The liquor violation report for August 23rd, 2021.
Yeah, the PD has nothing to report for the liquor law violations.
Okay, thank you,
Stevens, place
Lieutenant.
on file.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that was Vanderleest and Stevens seconding. All right, next we have, are we ready?
Yes, Alder, we're ready. Thank you.
Okay, report on homelessness, Green Bay Police Department. Lieutenant?
Yeah, so this is the last report that we were asked by Elder Galvin to track some of our frequent flyers. I guess
Okay.
at the end of it, we have 3 of them that accrued over $1,000. One guy was pretty close to 3,000 as far as contacts that we've had with them. Number one, this young lady has had contacts from Howard Swamico all the way down to the pier and back and forth. Number 6 there, he's racked up close to 3,000. Just a chronic alcoholic who we can't get to engage. He's been cited a few times for open intox, but outside of that, he really doesn't cause any disturbance. A lot of it is he gets intoxicated, falls down, hurts himself, and then rescue comes to get him stitched up or give him some type of medical treatment.
Okay.
And then the last one, number 19, who's got about $1,300 worth of, I guess, a bill that he's racked up there. He comes and goes, but he has a social worker, a worker that kind of takes care of him and helps him out and gets him back and forth. A few different treatment options that he has. So,
Okay.
but as far as that, that's pretty much what we've tracked down is 3 guys that were pretty frequent flyers as far as the alcohol.
Okay, Lieutenant, I was going to ask you on that. Is there, I know Alder Galvin's, requested this initially, and we've gone through this in a number of our meetings. I appreciate the effort and the work that the department's put into this. I'm just wondering if there's a way that we could succinctly put it together in some way, and either in some kind of a small report, or we're just going to look at the minutes that we have from the meetings. I'm just saying for the rest of council and for information purposes, I'd like to see something a little more succinct that we could maybe draw some conclusions from. That's something that you feel you could do.
Yeah, I can get with the crime analyst girls and we can go through and kind of set something up and put it in a nice little package for you and see.
Yep.
Over how many months we did this is what we came up with. Here's
Right.
the total, I guess, dollar amount that we spent on these 20 people. And these 3 are our frequents, so.
Okay, Attorney Bungert, are you there? It looks like our next P and P meeting is the 27th of September. Am I correct on that, or am I missing it?
Let me double check my calendar.
Because I usually put all the meetings on my calendar, and I don't have the 13th shown, so I don't know if there was something.
I'm showing the 13th.
You are showing the 13th.
Yep, it doesn't seem like, I believe we have 2 meetings in September, so let me just
Okay.
double check.
All
I'll
right,
double
okay.
check my calendar.
Then that's fine. I may have just missed that. Okay.
We do
Is
have one
there-
on the 13th.
Okay, Lieutenant, is that something that you could get to us by our next meeting?
Yeah, I will sit down with the girls tomorrow and we'll come up with a game plan on that report.
All right, Lieutenant, Alder LaFave, you're waving your hand.
Yeah, I got a question on those 3, 1, 6, and 19, because the contact is from since April 1st. Are these consistent? You know, these contacts, there's a whole bunch of them. Are they better or are they staying the same? Are they getting worse?
I would say number 1's probably the worst. I think we've had her a few days ago, and I think we had 6 contacts with her in one day. Nothing to
Oh.
jail her on. It's alcohol related, and that number 6 he's pretty steady. It's just, but it's alcohol, and he falls down, and he doesn't create a disturbance. He's not fighting with anybody. He drinks, he falls down, gets hurt, and it turns into a medical call. And then number 19, same thing. It's really just alcohol, but his worker is kind of providing with some type of wraparound services. So as though he's got 1,300, she having that worker with the wraparound services provided for him is really cut down on the calls for that gentleman.
Would he'd be a good one, probably. He doesn't have steady place to stay. Is that his problem also?
6 and 19, well, most of these people on here don't really have a place to stay. They're mostly are unsheltered. Number 1 is eligible for housing, and I believe number 19 does, through his worker, does have some type of housing.
Because I think if you have a steady place to stay, and then you also have somebody who's always checking up on you and helping you daily, it really helps with the situation.
Yeah, we've had one that popped up earlier on that we were having a lot of contacts with, but that person is also connected, and although he pops up every now and again, that worker, that person helps a lot in cutting down on some of these issues.
All right.
I'd like to make a comment, Mark.
Yeah, are you done, Alder LaFave, for now?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Alder
Mark,
Vanderleest.
It sounds to me like St. John's is doing a pretty good job. I think they're trying to, make good contact and give these people the opportunity that they need. And it sounds like some of the people that don't want to be compliant, and that's the biggest problem. If they wanted to be compliant, we could, solve it. But out of a population of 105,000, I think we're doing pretty good with the numbers that we're showing here on, if it's 20 people or whatever it is. So I take my hat off to St. John to do, and also with the Green Bay Police Department. They're being very active in doing their part. So I think overall, I think we're doing well. As far as, what's going on, nobody wants to see somebody not have housing, and housing is available, but these people don't want to accept it. That's the bad part. So I think they're doing a good job.
Okay, thank you for that. I was gonna ask.
I'll make a motion to receive and place on file.
Okay, I just have one other quick question. Lieutenant, when you do this report, is there a chance that the department, I don't know if there's some way that you could put some suggestions down, or I'm asking you to report out. But if there's any kind of solutions or that, I don't know if that's above and beyond what, we're asking you to do. What's your take on that? Just to give us.
I've got several suggestions that I can put in that report.
I'd appreciate
numbers,
it.
and I'll get you a little brief write-up, nothing too long, and and just
All
maybe
right.
5 or 6 suggestions that I've kind of run across, and hopefully that will help out. But ultimately, it comes down to the person and whether they're
Right.
willing to engage or not.
No, we understand that, but I thank you for that. Okay, so Alder Stevens, receive and place on file. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Vanderleest. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed. Okay, that passes. Thank you again, Lieutenant, for all that. I'm waiting for whatever. What do we got? We're almost there, right?
Motion
There.
to adjourn.
Last thing is to adjourn.
Yes,
we're-
we'll go right ahead.
Okay. Who made the motion? LaFave?
Sure.
Yep, and Vanderleest seconded.
Yes.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 That was
Aye.
what a little roller coaster today. I don't know.
I got a
Thanks
quick
for your
question before we go.
patience.
Was everybody having trouble getting into Zoom or was it just me?
I don't know. Alder Dorf was having a hard.
I
She could
couldn't
get
get in.
Yeah, it wouldn't open up. It just kept going around, around, around. And even my civic clerk, I had trouble with that.
It was a little bit. It was a little difficult today, just trying to get our way through that, but we survived. We did it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Listen, you all take care. Good seeing
Yes.
you all.
Yes,
Thanks,
everyone.
Mark,
Have a
for
good
helping me
week.
out there with the phone. Appreciate it.